better.
Okay, so I think we're recording. I don't see the record button.
Yep, it says recording.
Okay. So welcome everybody, and thank you for putting up with our little technical stuff there. So I am Jacqueline Kane, and welcome to the Pain Free. Let me try and do this. How to overcome the 3 unconscious mistakes even smart moms make that keep them exhausted, overwhelmed, and in pain. Before we begin, I'd love to introduce everybody to Natalie Hill, my friend, mentor, coach, amazing, amazing coach. If it wasn't for Natalie, I would not have done this. This would not have been possible for me. And she is amazing at helping holistic practitioners create our stories and our messages and get our healing modalities out to the world. So everybody, I'd love to introduce all of you to Natalie, and thank you, Natalie, for all your help in getting me here where I am today.
Let's see, I don't know how to change it to any other video. Oh, there, you can just see me right there. Okay, so this is so exciting to me, and here's why I asked Jackie to let me interview her, bring her to you. First of all, there's a lot of mystery around pain, what causes it, and how to release it. And hold on, just kind of mute some folks so we get a quiet line. Yep, great. So there's just a lot of mystery around it. And even though globally we're getting more and more open to alternative healing methods, you know, more and more people are looking to naturopaths and alternative healing, it's still often not enough to go from drugs to herbs, or from drugs to acupuncture or homeopathy or diet or supplements, because when we do, we are still basically saying that the body is the cause of the pain, and we have to do something to change the body to heal the pain. And so Jackie discovered what it really takes to stop pain in a woman's body many years ago, when she herself was living with chronic pain, and she started looking for solutions. And she, I think, probably stumbled upon the thing that made such a big change for her, so that she got out of pain. And then she started using this with her clients and gradually moving away from the massage table into like the mind and the heart. And so Jackie and I, we've known each other for over 5 years. I was trying to figure out the exact number of years, couldn't figure it out. And I witnessed her having amazing results with women who have tried everything doctors had to give to stop their pain. And until they worked with Jackie, they just didn't think it was possible to get out of pain. And then the impossible happened. And so this is why I'm super excited for you to meet Jacqueline Kane and learn about her really little known and highly effective methods for stopping pain. So thanks so much for giving me this opportunity, Jackie.
Thank you, Natalie, and thank you for that introduction. And again, welcome everybody, and thank you so much for joining us tonight in this masterclass. And again, like I've mentioned a little bit, this is a lot for me to take on. This was months in the making, putting all of this together. And so I'm not always a tech-savvy person, as my friend Joyce will let you know, but I've learned. So I'm asking everybody to be patient with me. I'll be dealing with some slides and making sure that I'm giving you the right information and all the information. So there's a lot behind the scenes that I'm trying to do. And this is really outside of my scope of comfort zone. I'm used to just being in my room, working with clients behind the scenes, not with this whole big Zoom and putting myself out there. So yeah, I'm a little scared, and I'm going to do the best I can to do everything so that you get the information you need to help you get clear in why you're in pain and what you need to get out of pain. This is for you, and I want to make sure that I give you all the information I can in the time we have tonight. So again, thank you. And thank you for being here. So before we get into content, some housekeeping information. So type in the chat, let us know where you're from. Say hello and let us know where you're from, what time it is where you are. I'd love to hear, I love hearing from where people are. And also take some time, put yourself in mommy timeout. If you're a mom or just a woman, just put yourself in timeout because women do so much. And this is your time. So tell the husband, the partner, the kids that it's just you. And they can take care of themselves over the next hour or so. Get comfy, grab a paper and pen and maybe some water. There may be some good information, some notes that you want to write down, something that resonates with you, and this will be your opportunity. Again, this time is just for you. And so in order for everybody to get the most out of our time today, I want you to write in the chat if you're all in. And all in means that you are going to be committed to paying attention, no Facebook, no phone, no multitasking, that you are committed to discovering and uncovering why you've been in pain and why it's been so hard for you to get out of pain. And I am not short of bribing you because I know this information can transform. It's transformed my life. It's transforming my clients' lives. And I am very confident that it will transform your life. And so I'm not short of bribing you to stay to the end. And I have a free gift for you, those of you who do stay to the end. And that free gift, in that free gift, you will discover a powerful healing session. You will get to the root cause of why you've been in so much pain and why it's been so hard to get out of pain. And you will get pain relief in that session. So that's my offer to you. And I love this quote by Mary Tyler Moore. Pain nourishes courage. You can't be brave if you've only had wonderful things happen to you. You know, the people who live in the white picket fence, you don't learn anything. And as hard as it is, and as much as pain causes so much pain and struggle and frustration in our lives, it teaches us here. It teaches us something. And when we can just slow down and start listening to the pain in our body, there's a wealth of information for us. And that's what I would love for you guys to get out of in this masterclass today. I just wanted to see what people were writing in the chat, but I can't see the chat. I think you've got it, Natalie. And I also wanted to read something very specific because I love how this is put together and worded. This masterclass is for you if you are a busy mom who's suffering from chronic pain, exhausted to the core from taking care of everyone else, and feeling like life is getting more isolating. This is for smart women who had big dreams, were active earlier in life, and then were sidetracked by pain, so that now they are left out of family gatherings, missing out on vacations, and enjoying hikes or walking with their loved ones. The information you'll hear tonight can start you on a journey of transformation, of freeing yourself from limiting fears around your body, your pain, and your future. So I ask you to stay with me until the end to discover a proven system of healing that is helping thousands around the world heal their pain and regain a happy, active life. You'll learn about how my programs help busy moms, whether they're a business owner or professional or a stay-at-home mom, transform their body, their business, their mind, their emotions, and their life, and maybe even our planet as they live pain-free, have the energy, the motivation to take action to achieve their goals. You're about to learn how you can diminish or eliminate pain, transform painful memories to free up your energy to create a new future. A future where you wake up energized, work less because you can think clearer. And most clients even save money by no longer needing to take medicine after medicine with side effects that harm the body. Learn a natural, healthy, and effective method so you get back control of your mind, your body, and your money. Is this something you would like to have in your life? So type in the chat box, yes, if you want to live with less pain, more energy, more money, and become happy and active. And again, that chat box, for most people, it's on the bottom. You can just click on that chat box and type away any comments you'd like to say. So in this masterclass evening, we will discover the 3 myths that keep moms in the cycle of pain. You will learn how other women have been able to get out of pain and stay out of pain. And you will hear an opportunity for you to have those same results for yourself. And again, for those of you who stay to the end, I have a special free gift for those of you who will stay with me. So, because we'll be spending some time together and most of you don't know me, I hope it's okay that I share a little bit of my story with you. You see, my life today is amazing. I have the energy I want. I'm out of pain. My relationship with my husband is fabulous. I have 2 amazing young men who are living an amazing lives. Sorry, I get emotional when I talk about my story. But it wasn't always that way. There was a time in my life when my kids were young where I ended up having pain myself. I was working full time and I was starting to open up my own massage practice. And the pain started in my low back and my hips, and it was very excruciating. And as you can imagine, doing massages was not always easy or comfortable, especially having pain in the body. So as time went on, my husband and I kind of drew apart. And even though from the outside things looked good, on the inside it was not my reality. My reality was I was living in pain, I was suffering in silence, and I had gotten to the point where my husband and I were no longer connecting. And the more I looked around, I realized that I had surrounded myself with friends where we were drinking a lot and we were self-medicating. Sure, we had fun because alcohol makes everybody have fun, but when those moments were done, there wasn't much joy in my life. And it was very dark. And as you can see, it's tough going back there. It's tough remembering just how bad, how painful it was to live with pain in the body, to be in a relationship that was not working, that was failing, and to realize that the life that I knew at that time was basically over, that I needed to come to terms with why did I end up in that place? What was it inside of me that I got to the place with my marriage that our next step was either divorce or stay together? And if we did get divorced, worrying how I would support myself. I mean, basically, I was just starting my business. My kids were young. And how would that affect my children? So it was a very dark place. And it also led me on my journey of seeking and uncovering what it was inside of me that got me here. Because a part of me knew, yeah, I could get divorced and move on, but I'd still be carrying these same beliefs and programming and who I was into another relationship. So it really, I really just went on a journey to discover who was I? What was happening in me and what was I putting out to the world that I got this back? And that I wasn't able to live the life and have the life that I wanted. Because here I was, out of all my friends, I was the one doing yoga. I was the one meditating. I'm like, I'm good. I'm doing all the stuff I'm supposed to do. I was drinking water. I was learning about the body and how to heal the body. My friends weren't thinking about that. But yet I was the one who ended up in this position of misery and sadness and grief. And it was like an avalanche of emotions. So I made the decision that I was not going to let it happen to me. I was not going to let whatever was going on ruin me and bring me down. And I was not going to live the rest of my life angry and resentful for what was happening. So I decided in that moment that I was going to go on that journey, and I was going to search, and I was going to do everything I could to figure this out. And the universe is an amazing thing, isn't it? Because the angels knew and they heard my pleas, my prayers. Because as it was, everything just started showing up in my email system. All kinds of ways how to heal from pain, how to heal from all kinds of modalities and tools and techniques. And it was just one after another, and I was just soaking it all up. I hired coaches and mentors, and I studied and I learned, and I couldn't get enough of it, because everything I learned, I realized that I was healing. I was getting out of pain. And not only that, but I was able to bring that into my massage practice and start using that on my clients. And they also were getting out of pain. Not only that, but the ripple effect of healing my pain and my suffering was that our family was getting back together. I was starting to have much better relationships with my husband and with my children, and we were having more fun as a family. So I just kept learning, and I just kept soaking all of this up. So feel free to type in the chat. Can anybody relate to any of that? Has anybody else been through a time when you weren't really sure how you got here? And so as I was bringing all of these amazing modalities into my massage practice, my clients were blowing my mind when they started coming in and saying that their pain was gone, the pain was less. They might have even had some pain-free days. And these were clients who had had pain for years and decades of living with pain and debilitating pain, and they were getting, their pain was going away. It was blowing my mind. And that's when I really started putting my system together, understanding and interviewing all of my clients of what worked. I did this and that, you got that result. So constantly evaluating and reevaluating what was working, what wasn't working, and why it was working for some people and why it wasn't working for others. So I became obsessed. I looked forward each time a client was coming in. Okay, how'd you feel? What'd you notice? Because it was just getting so exciting to hear all these stories. And I myself was just feeling better and better, having more energy, getting out of pain. My husband and I were having so much more fun. Here we are at our 25th wedding anniversary where my kids threw us a surprise anniversary party. We had no idea. We thought it was for my husband's father's 80th birthday party. And we were driving my in-laws crazy because we kept trying to help, and it was supposed to be a surprise. And they couldn't believe we had no idea what was going on. And here we are enjoying our 25th anniversary in Las Vegas, enjoying hiking around the Grand Canyon, all with more energy, less pain, and just having a lot more fun on the Strip. If you've ever been to Las Vegas, there's a lot of walking to do. It is not a place to go if you are in pain, not at all. Even wearing sexy shoes, I had to take my sexy shoes off as you walked for miles in these hotels. It was amazing. I now get to spend more weekends away with my girlfriends. Here I am with my friend Denise. And I feel like I've come full circle. And if only I had known Natalie Hill years ago, I would not have wasted so much time on websites and putting together marketing and messaging, because I didn't know who I was. After going through all of this, I now get to be more of me. I now get to step into my power, to have more pleasure and so much feel more passion in my body. And this is me when I finally decided to hire somebody to rebrand my website, rebrand my business, my messaging, And what does a girl do when we have our hair and makeup done by somebody else? We, of course, have your husband take a picture. So that's how exciting all of this has been for me. Not only that, but we are a family of golfers. Here's my older son, who's a PGA professional. And here I am golfing. For those golfers out there, I'm laughing because this was a shot that I hit. It's 200 yards off the tee. And we were golfing with our neighbors and their sons, and they were actually blown away that I shot that. Because you can't see them in the photo, but they're somewhere there, and they're just crazy. So that's my life, and that's what I want to share with all of you ladies, and I get to share with all of my clients. So now I'd like to share some of my clients with you and their stories. So let's meet Joyce. Joyce has had 9 surgeries and decades of pain. She came to me years ago. She was living with pain in her shoulders, sciatic, numbness in her body. We kind of joke because if there's a surgery, Joyce has had it. And even after all that surgery with hope of getting out of pain, she was still living with pain. And she had gotten to the point where it was either her pain was getting worse, it wasn't getting better. And she was only doing body work with me. So her next choice was to either come see me and do even deeper work or go see her doctor and do maybe pain meds, go for medication, or have more surgery. And that's when I said, Joyce, let's just come and have some sessions and go deeper. And let's see what happens, because the doctors and the surgery and the medication is always there. And in this country, we are so blessed to have so much amazing scientific research and abilities to heal the body that way if needed. But before you go that route, sometimes just try something naturally. So Joyce said yes. And it's been a couple of years now, and here she is after one of our workshops. And Joyce, to me, is somebody who is getting younger and younger the more she does this work. She doesn't age anymore. She's been able to release her pain, get out of pain. Her numbness is less. And even last year, she was able to go on vacation out of the country to Canada, which was very exciting for Joyce. So that's one of my clients. Another client, I'd like you to meet Terry. She lived with 30 years of fibromyalgia and arthritis pain. 30 years ago, she was a teacher at school, and she picked up a child off the floor, which injured her back, which caused her to have hip problems, neck problems, which led her down the path of daily pain, chronic pain, living with fibromyalgia and pain from arthritis. And she was coming to me, a friend of hers brought her to me, and when we got started, she started to release that pain in her body. And it's been a few years now, and she has been able to travel back and forth to Florida to visit her grandchildren. And one day she was telling me that they all went to the beach together, her and her grandkids and her children, and she totally forgot to wear her magnetic back brace, which was one thing she wore to help with her pain. And she totally forgot to wear it. And then she realized that she didn't even need it because she didn't have any pain. And as you know, playing with young grandchildren, it's up and down a lot. And at the beach, it's not always easy to walk. And her pain has not come back. And she comes in for maintenance sessions every so often. And recently when she came in, she said to her surprise that even gardening doesn't bother her like it used to bother her. When she would garden before, it would take her down for days. She would just be in debilitating pain, and she no longer has that. And she's also another woman who is looking younger and younger the older she gets. So after doing this work and gathering all my information, I realized that there were 3 pain myths that keep pain alive for a lot of moms, and that keep them in debilitating pain. So the first myth The number one myth is pain is only in your body. And yes, it's true that we have structural issues with our bodies that can cause physical pain, but it's not the whole truth. The truth is that your unconscious mind is the key to relieving your pain. It's the stories and the trauma that we tell ourselves over and over again. It's the beliefs and the thoughts and the programming that repeat repeatedly in our mind like a recorder, like a movie playing over and over again, that keep us in the cycle of pain. And the truth is, once we heal those stories, then the physical body can relax and the pain just melts away. And the scientists are now starting to talk about this, as Karen Davis, a senior scientist at the Grenville Brain Institute in Toronto, says that pain is just something that hurts or makes you say, ouch. Everything else is the outcome of the pain, how it then impacts your emotions, your feelings, and your behaviors. Pain signals interact with many different brain areas, including those involved in physical sensation, thinking, and emotion. There's quite a pattern of activity that permeates through the brain that leads to all the complexities of what we feel associated with that initial hurt. In that moment when we're traumatized or when something occurs to us, there's specific beliefs and thoughts that we create in that moment that keep that pain going, that prove that the brain wants to prove true over and over again. The benefits of healing this myth is that once we heal the traumas and everything in the mind, then the pain just melts away, so that you can go on vacations and travels to distant places that you've always wanted to. You can walk on the beach with your girlfriend and have less pain and have more energy. Myth number 2 is that pain only heals with medication, doctors, or body work. And to tell you the truth, I really believe this one because I was a massage therapist and I did Bowen therapy. And I thought, it's just time. You just have to come in sooner for your sessions. That's why you're in pain. And when I realized that pain only heals with medication, well, pain does not heal with medication, doctors, and body work. And my clients are proving that to me over and over again, because once we heal the stories in our mind, the pain just goes away and they know they're needing less medication. They don't need to go to the doctor as often as they do. They don't even need to come in for their body work. Now, when they come in for their body work, they can enjoy it more. It's more nourishing to the body and relaxing instead of coming in for a massage and feeling more pain in the body. And as Rachel Naomi Remen says, healing may not be so much about getting better as about letting go of everything that isn't you. All of the expectations, all of the beliefs, and becoming who you are naturally and easier. The benefits of that is that you have more energy. You're not tired and exhausted dealing with the pain and the physical exhaustion. That you do have more energy to, again, get back your life and start being you. Myth number 3 is that pain is part of aging. This is a common belief that many people believe, and many clients come in and they will tell me, Jack, it's just the way it is. I'm aging, I don't exercise, I don't do this, I'm getting older, so of course I'm going to have pain. And people tell me this over and over and over again. And as Joyce will tell you, you don't have to get old and have more pain. My clients are proof that that's happening, that they can age easily and gracefully without pain. And the benefits of all of that, again, is you can golf more, you can hike more without pain, you can travel, you can just go for a walk. So many of my clients let me know that just walking alone, walking to their mailbox, walking down the street, it's difficult because of the pain in their feet or the pain in their back. So once we start engaging all these beliefs and proving them to be false, then they can open up to more possibilities and enjoy more of their life and their friends and family. So share again, Natalie, I don't know if anybody's sharing, but what beliefs, what myths does anybody believe true? Did any of them resonate with you? And what difference would it make to you to have 10, 20, or 50% or more freedom from your pain? And also share, what kind of pain are you living with? Are you experiencing in your life? I'd love to hear from you. So I'd love to share with you even more client stories. One of my client, Mary, she was a young teacher working with second grade students, and she was living with Lyme disease, exhaustion, and pain in her low back. And you can imagine after a day working all day with students, her day at the end of the day would be just home on the couch, because that was all the energy that was left. She had given it all at school, and the pain was exhausting. So after working together, she was able to release that pain, get to the root cause of why that Lyme disease was affecting her so much. And now she's been able to live pain-free and enjoy vacations with her son on Martha's Vineyard. She enjoys weekends walking around with family and friends and her girlfriends. And she has a lot more energy to put into her students and her classrooms. My client, Deb had gone through years of physical pain. She had had a headache for 5 years when I first met her. And even though her headaches were gone, she still had pain in her low back and her hips. And she had even stopped working because the pain was just too debilitating. In our work together, it became clear that she had a lot of resentment and a lot of anger. And as we healed those emotions and healed the sadness, she started experiencing much more days where she was pain-free, even going for weeks and months without pain. And now she and her husband, who are both retired, just recently retired, they are able to enjoy their vacations on Cape Cod, going there every weekend, and they're enjoying traveling to Australia to visit family and grandchildren. And she also gets to enjoy hanging on the beach with her grandchildren pain-free, because as we all know, again, playing with those grandchildren, you need a lot of energy and it takes a lot of effort on the body and the mind. My client, Sandy, was a single mom, and she also had her own floral shop business. And when she first came to me, she talked about how she would take a daily inventory of her pain. She would take inventory of figuring out which pain was talking to her the most. Was it the feet? Was it the shoulders, the neck, the low back? She had a lot of pain in her body. And as a single mom and running her own business, she had a lot on her plate. Running around, taking care of everything, her own home. She had her own home with lots of acres. So she would spend her free time cutting her grass and doing everything she needed to take care of the house. The more we worked together, she was able to release the pain and the frustration of having to do it all herself, so that she can now enjoy. She's able to have more energy to put into her business. She was able to get out of her pain, and she has the tools and techniques that she can use every single day to stay out of pain and to have more energy. And she enjoys hiking with her girlfriends around Litchfield Hills around her home in Connecticut, along with getting back to playing music and playing her guitar, which is something she thought she wouldn't be able to do with living with so much pain. My client Jenny is a very good friend of mine. And she recently came in to see me. She has her own coaching business, and she was developing severe low back pain. With her business, she's on her feet a lot, doing a lot of workshops and working with corporations. And this low back pain was causing her to not be able to do that. It was very difficult to spend 3 to 6 hours on her feet all day long, giving to her clients. And she came to me because nothing else was working. She also believed the myth where we need body work or yoga or something to get us out of pain. And when we started working together, she was amazed that as we cleared her resentment and her anger, she was able to get to the root cause of her pain, and she has released it, and her low back pain has not come back. She has now been able to walk more often around her Farmington River area where she lives in Connecticut. And here she is. She's a beautiful soul and a wonderful friend. She recently just got her new hairdo, and this is her expression of how happy she was feeling that day. My client, Kathy, found herself, she also is a single woman running her own coaching business, and she found herself living with debilitating feet pain and exhaustion and digestive issues. And when we started working together, it became very clear with her also how her emotions were affecting her pain. And as we cleared and healed the trauma that she had been through, and I know when I mention trauma, there's little traumas and big traumas. Sometimes even just a little trauma, something when you were a child, before the age of 6, you could have experienced something at school or with a teacher that could have caused a little trauma to make you feel unsafe or to make you feel that people weren't safe or that you weren't safe in this world, where you created beliefs about you and about the world around you. And when we got to the root of her problem, she has been able to release her pain and start growing and increasing her business. And she's been able to expand her business, where she's hiring new people and making more money in her business, which is very exciting. My friend and client, Susan, she's another one who she was living with, and she still has it. She has Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which I always forget how to say that, which affects the connective tissue. So she was having headaches, she was having shoulder pain and low back pain and severe feet pain. She was also a coach and a sales trainer, so she would be on her feet all day long. And as you can imagine, it was difficult for her to just put her shoes on. And at times, at the end of the day, it would be difficult for her to walk out to her car, where she would have to actually take her shoes off, because the shoes were uncomfortable because of the foot pain. So after we worked together, she realized how much of her pain was about the stories that she was telling herself on a daily basis. And now that we've been able to heal all of that and get her started on the right path, her pain has gone away. And she was holding on to the belief, the myth that the physical body was causing the pain. And after working together for a while, she's finally let that one go. And she has complete pain-free days now. So I'm very happy for Susan. So are you able to see that it is possible to stop your pain? And are you ready to get out of pain? Is now your time. So I hope it's okay if I give you my invitation to start your healing journey. And my invitation for you tonight, what I have for you, is my Happy Active Life 6-month group and private coaching program, where you will get the 5 training modules in my Stop the Pain system. For Module 1, we take a peek behind the pain. You learn what drives your pain. You discover your emotions behind your pain and create a new story to release your pain. You get to learn the freedom at last process, where we release trapped emotions and immediately reduce your pain so that you can feel more joy and ease in your day. In Module 2, your emotions are your friends. Learn how to allow emotions to pass through you instead of keeping them trapped inside of you. Learn how to release old beliefs with the Retrain Your Brain blueprint, and learn how to feel your emotions. The results when we do this is you get to have more fun, you sleep better and wake up refreshed, you are more creative, you have less pain every day. Basically, everything in your life improves. In Module 3, connect to your body's wisdom. Discover your inner guidance and learn to trust it. Stop relying on others' permission or approval to answer your own questions, and stop the energy drain outside and fuel your own joy, expressing fully who you are. And free up time to enjoy what you want to do. Learn the Body Says No method to feel calm, present, energized, and peaceful all day long. In Module 4, You Matter. Learn the You Matter method to stand in your power. Start getting what you want in life confidently. Decide to believe in you. Your desires will start showing up. And step into a life of possibility to feel happier and more energized. Start taking care of yourself, your family, with ease and flow. Again, your life will get better in all areas. And Module 5, You Are Worthy. Step into feeling worthy to stand in your power. Say yes to more, please. Feel more passion in your life. Open to receiving all kinds of possibilities. Discover what makes you happy. Create the life you desire. Live your life pain-free so that you can travel to dream destinations, go walking and hiking again, and experience more flow and ease in your life. And here's what you receive in the 6 months of healing. Stop the Pain group training calls. You will receive 2 twice a month online, a total of 12 calls where we will come together we will take you through processes and transform your pain in each call. All the calls will be recorded to listen to again and again, especially if you miss attending one. You will connect with fellow moms building support as you get out of pain and help to inspire each other and witness your pain improvement and theirs and support each other. You will learn the Stop the Pain system so pain decreases. You will get out of pain, get your energy back and your life back. The value of these calls is normally $3,500. You will have one private coaching with the Stop the Pain specialist, one 60-minute virtual session with me, which will help us to get to the root cause of what's causing your pain. The value for that is $297. Again, you will get the 5 trading modules, and the value of that is $2,000. You will receive healing recordings for daily healing. You will receive the morning subconscious programming recording, the peaceful sleep recording, where you can easily listen to these while still in bed to wake up energized and plan your perfect day. The value of these is $49. You also receive a private Happy Active Life Facebook group where you will have unlimited support from me to help you stay on track during the course. You will also connect with other moms to create a supportive tribe of women supporting women. The program value of all of this is normally $5,847. Your investment for tonight, if you pay in full, is $1,497 when you save $285. Or you can do a multi-pay for $297 a month for 6 months. My free gift for you is one extra Stop the Pain session with me. Because you've been on this training call with me and you've stayed and stayed with me for the entire session, you'll receive one session with me, which has a value of $297. And in this session, we will get very clear again of what is stopping you from getting out of pain. And you will get relief in that session and walk away with a recording and immediate pain relief. Now, Natalie, I believe you had a free gift for everybody.
Right. I have a process that I've developed called the Miracle Maker. It's an incredible process that dramatically changes the mind and the emotions in just a few minutes. And so this is a bonus that I'm giving everyone who joins Jackie's program from this webinar.
Wow, thank you, Natalie. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Now, there's also no risk. You can try this program for 30 days, and if you are not delighted with the program, it's totally refundable, no hassles. If you buy tonight to receive the bonus private coaching session with me, that's my bonus gift to you. And again, there's no risk. You have 30 days. If you're wondering if the Happy Active Life is for you, then let's get on the phone and schedule a time to talk to find out if this is a good fit for you. And again, I want to thank you all for attending. And Natalie, if you want to add the links for those in the chat. And if anybody has any questions, I'd love to open this up for questions.
So Jackie, do you want to unshare your screen so we can see folks?
Here we are. And we can unmute everybody. Does anybody have any questions? Was there anything that resonated with anybody?
I loved hearing about the results you got with these different clients, especially with the pain that had been there for so long.
Yeah, they're amazing stories. These people are amazing and all that they've lived through. And I love telling their stories of how they do the work and we do it together to heal.
Yeah, because I had a car accident back in 1992 on my right leg. So I've always had some pain from the ankle to the knee, you know, and that's impacted me gardening, and I don't play tennis anymore. I don't downhill ski the way I used to. So, you know, these traumatic incidences definitely can impact. So now I'm wondering how much pain I could get out of with your system.
Yeah, a lot of people experience pain from car accidents, and sometimes that can sit with them and stay with them for a long time. There's a way out. It is possible. Sometimes the longer we have it, the more we think nothing will work, because people try so many things.
Right.
You start to feel hopeless that anything will work. And that's probably the hardest part, is really to live with that hopeless feeling and that frustration and worry. And then you just start giving up over time, the longer we have it. So it's sad to see that.
That's true. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I wonder if we could hear from Joyce. This is Joyce.
Okay, am I unmuted now?
Yeah.
Okay. This is an absolute fabulous program. I can't tell anybody enough how much it works and how it's made such a difference in my life. And once you have all these tools to work with, you might slide back a little bit. Stuff comes up, or a whole bunch of things come up at the same time, and you start to have a few doubts. And this just happened to me in the last few weeks. And, and Jackie kind of just got me with a few words of encouragement back online. And in 2 days, it's a tremendous difference. I'm a different person again. Mm-hmm. It's getting out of your head and really using the tools that she provides for you to stay out of pain. And I can't tell you enough how it's well worth doing this program. And Jackie can't get rid of me, that's all.
Joyce, we are all the onion, right? We just keep peeling one layer away. And
yep, and things just keep cropping up, and it's and as you know, it's I've chosen to work with you and cut and not go the routine of surgery. 2 years ago, I had a reverse shoulder replacement, and I still have pain in the shoulder and down my arm. The right shoulder needs to be done, but I'm not doing it, and I'm still, yes, it's there, but with the tools, I can make myself happy, livable, enjoy a lot of outdoor work, gardening. I just have to do it at a different, slower pace sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's a fabulous program. I'm glad I met this young lady. I'll call young to me anyway, but fabulous. We're happy to have Jackie in my life.
Well, thank you, Joyce, and I'm so happy for you. And you bring up a good point. It's not that you're coming to me and I'm doing something on you. It's you're taking the healing process and you're doing the work. Yeah, I think that's an old way of, and the systems that don't work is expecting to go somebody and you fix me, you heal me. Mm. Ways aren't working. No. It's not to say we'll never get out of pain, right? Because just vacuuming or gardening can bring some pain on. But at least now you have some tools in place where you can do your own healing and get out of pain faster and easier.
And just the way your state of mind is that not blaming yourself or you can't, or all those negative feelings. It's saying, I can do this, that, and the other thing. I just have to find a little different way of doing it, and I can enjoy it just as much. Mm-hmm. So releasing a lot of the negative things, and you mentioned like some of it goes back to your childhood that I never knew. I always thought I was a perfect person,
We all are, right?
Well, I'll never be perfect, but discovering those things back in your childhood or younger years, and addressing them and dealing and releasing them, it's huge. It's huge.
Yeah. And I mean, you were in pain for 50 years, right, Joyce?
At least. Well, actually more than I hurt my back originally in my early 20s, and I'm 79 now, so it goes back a long time. Yeah. But I'm actually pain-free now, more so than my whole life, which is amazing.
Yeah. Joyce, I'd like to ask you what reservations did you have before you started working with Jackie? Like, did you think this can't possibly work? I'm just curious.
Well, that's a very good question, because I'm a person who says if you can't do something for yourself, then there's something wrong. You don't need to go to the therapist for anything. You don't have to do that. You should be able to do it, take care of yourself. So I didn't believe in therapy other than going to, after a knee replacement, going for rehab. So this was a real humongous step for me to take, because I don't take change very good, or I didn't. Let me put it that way. It's a different story now. Yeah. So I went on somebody gave me a card that Jackie had given them that said, I don't know, this was good. Once you really looks like you should see this person. After 6 months of he and hawing about it, I did call up Jackie and say, can I see you? And that was maybe over 5 years ago, right, Jackie?
I forget, at least 5. Yeah.
And we started out with some Bowen treatments and stuff like this, and just once in a while, and I could get some help. So it was just gradually, just trying a little bit more, and her encouraging me to get into the EFT, and what a huge difference. So I definitely am a believer from a total non-believer who's very stubborn in her ways.
Yeah. Thank you, Joyce.
You're welcome.
But that's great to hear that even though you'd never done anything that, relates to the mind or the emotions or things that, you might have thought were sort of therapy,
No.
you gradually got open and you found that it just made a huge difference.
Yes, and another thing is just that it just so happens after we started this, things started to shift. I mean, I would go to tag sales or run some myself in our church, and these books would show up and they would jump out at me as that there's something about here, about the energy in your body, which I never paid any attention to before. And I started picking up these books for a quarter or 50 cents and reading them, and started getting more information feeding into, and would say, okay, Jackie's telling me just what this is all about here. And I'm still doing that. And so it's, it just opens a whole field, a way of thinking, of being.
Yeah. Yeah, because when you're consumed with pain and you start thinking those thoughts that, nothing's going to work, it's nothing's working, you contract, right? So there is no space to open to things that are right around you. There's just no space for that.
No.
Not until you clear it and you start, and it is energy. Our thoughts, our emotions are all energy in motion. So it is energy in the body. And we have to clear that thinking to be open to really what's in our energy field, what's so close to us, we just don't see it.
That's true. And this incident just a couple of weeks ago, I realized that I was withdrawing into myself. And I knew that I started fighting against it, and then started just talking and getting, here again, Jackie stepped up to I didn't actually say anything to it, but she picked up on it and said, talk to me, and, just made a whole difference. Just reminding me that what I should be doing.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard when you're in pain.
So we're good. We're much better today.
I really want to acknowledge you, Joyce, for having the courage to actually open up to something new and different. You said that before you weren't, you didn't like change, and you really allowed, and, just the way you say you're getting new books, you've really opened up to new information, new wisdom,
new possibilities, and that I didn't know they even existed or at all. So I guess when I really started to believe that it was working, when people started telling me there's something different about you. And that made, then, okay, it's not just my thinking I'm better. It was actually showing in my actions and my way of being.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Jackie, I want to make sure that we have a chance to talk to everybody who's on the call. So Laura Ann, would you like to unmute yourself and share what like your biggest takeaway or any question you have for Jackie?
Yes, actually a lot of it, when I say resonated with me. I'm now 52 and I'm battling with spondylosis in my neck. And it's interesting, my upper back, and I think I did somewhere along the line believe, emotional I say baggage sort of manifests on the physical. So it was really interesting to hear these, pain myths and, how it relates. Like, as I said, I'm 52. I have 5 kids, ages 30, and I have twin boys who are 19, and, 2 grandchildren. And thinking, as you're getting older, yes, you're supposed to have pain. But listening to all that Jackie has shared and what Joyce has shared, is that you don't have to. There are tools that can, help you get past that. So I'm thinking about the program. It's just with me living in Trinidad, the exchange rate, US, it's 7 or 8 TT dollars, US dollars. So, Jackie, is this something that you'd offer later on in the year? Is it an ongoing program, or is it just this one time?
Well, because it's a 6-month program, this is probably offering for the year.
For the year. Mm.
Yeah. I mean, there may be other programs later on, but for right now, this is
Okay.
the biggest program. Yeah.
Okay.
But if you like, we can talk and
Okay.
out.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. You can definitely click the link and or I don't know how I can message you.
I'll pop that link in there again.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Laura Ann, if you click that link, then schedule a time when we can talk.
Okay.
Yeah, and it'll convert it into your time zone, so you don't have to figure that out.
Oh, great. Even better.
Yes, of course.
Thanks for that.
Thank God for technology. Yes.
Yeah. Great. Thanks.
How
Thank
about
you.
you, Judith? In
Australia?
did you say you're in? You didn't say Brisbane, did you?
Brisbane. I think so. You know people in Brisbane, Natalie?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
Hello, can you hear me?
in Brisbane.
There you are.
Have you got me?
I've got you.
Beautiful, yes. Yes, I'm just south of Brisbane in Queensland in Australia. And I'm in my late 70s, so I have chronic degenerative disc disease. And what fascinates me is the holistic approach. And I think that's just amazing. And the more we think about it, the more real it becomes that, yes, while there may be a biological something that underpins the pain, that the impact of the pain does permeate our whole being. And the only way we can get to the core of it is through that holistic approach. And that just sounds wonderful. I highly commend you, Jacqueline, on working with this program and developing this program.
Thank you. What do you do now for your pain?
I do some mindfulness practice. I have regular massage and from a physiotherapist. I do have pain medication, but over the years I have gradually diminished that, minimized that down so that I use it very sparingly. I do exercise. I walk on the treadmill. I do Pilates exercises to strengthen the lower back. So it's possibly a fairly holistic approach.
Mm-hmm.
I do work with an EFT practitioner also. So I attempt to keep on top of it.
How long have you had it for?
Oh, probably forever.
You've had pain in your body forever?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, if you'd like to chat also for some ideas love to talk to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else resonate from the from this masterclass?
I think probably the overarching impact is the confirmation of the holistic nature of both, you know, the pain and the ease of the pain.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Once you get to the root cause, then the pain just melts away. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for offering the opportunity.
You're welcome. Anybody have any other questions?
Now, I just want to say that I'm going to pass this information along to my friend who also gardens. We have that in common, and she's 74. So she's had a surgery, and you know, she deals with pain daily. And then there's another woman in my quilting group who's going in for her second, I think it's a knee replacement. So she's, you know, had surgery after surgery.
Yeah.
So I want to share this information with them because I think it would really help them.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You have anything else, Natalie?
No, I think you've done a great job, Jackie, presenting your information, and I'm really delighted with the people that came. And thanks so much to Joyce for being here and sharing your experience. Yeah, that was really helpful.
Yes. Yeah.
I say this, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing to hear somebody's story, hear about somebody's story, and it's a totally different thing to actually hear it from the person. So, so that was
Yes.
really, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I never thought I'd be a spokesman for anything, but when something works and something as beautiful as this is, you know, I'll be the first one to stand up and say, I've changed my way of being and my way of thinking, and this works. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Well, it's so interesting because, you know, you mentioned the term root cause, and Laura Ann just mentioned that in the chat. I think that, I mean, it's so natural for us to assume that the root cause is in our body. The root cause has something to do with the joint, the tissues, the muscles, the bones. And it you know, it's very difficult. Even me, when I've studied these things and witnessed Jackie, it's difficult for me to think, oh, my thoughts or my emotions or whatever could actually be contributing to the pain.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so true. And even, you know, we do some work and we get down to a level and we think we're good. And then it's, we're never done. We're never done until we're in the ground. As Joyce says, right? So yeah, we are definitely the onion. And how many licks does it, I love the commercial, how many licks does it take to get to the bottom of a Tootsie Roll Pop, right? Just constantly uncovering more and more and more. And each new layer is just so much more insight and so freeing, right? Things just open up in life. You know, it's really like when I really share that I'm finally getting to be me. So many of us, it's mostly women and many moms that have been traumatized from a very young age. And it's usually at that age where we took on a different role. We took on a different way of being to fit in with our family. We had to put on like a different mask to become just to fit into that family. And we get to 40, 50, 60, 70 to realize it's just not working. So when you've lived 40 years with that mask on, there's many layers to go through, right? There's just so much that can keep coming up and up. And yeah, Denise, you know, sometimes we're still dealing with that family.
Mm-hmm.
They are our biggest lessons, aren't they? They can be exhausting, but They're our biggest lessons. Yeah. So there are many layers and many licks to the middle of the Tootsie Roll Pop.
But at least when you get to the end, you have the option of grabbing onto another one and continuing, you know. As long as it's Tootsie, you know, never mind.
Yeah. So, all right. Any more questions? Any comments?
Well, let me put the link one more time for those of you who are interested, so you can actually you can see, take a look at the program and everything that it includes. And there's also, yeah, you'll just get all the information there.
Yep. Yeah, and make sure that you've opted in. Everybody who opted into the webinar, which will be getting more emails and more information.
Great.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Natalie. It's nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you, Joyce. Yeah, and thank you, Judith and Laura Ann and Denise.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks all.
Nice meeting you also. Bye.
You.
Bye.
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 Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Away we go.
Bye.